Good morning, students. Today I will tell you about the Keeping Quiet poem of class 12 English. It is composed by one of the most prominent, poignant, and best literary social worker who wants peace to be restored in the world when the world is suffering from several kinds of wars, in which it is quite essential to have an introspection. So here let us be quiet here. So now you will listen to the explanation of the fourth stanza, that is, it says, fishermen in the cold sea would not harm whales, and the man gathering salt would look at his hard hands. Here the poet tells that fishermen means we are going to exploit the nature. Sea, that is in the cold sea where it is cold, there live so many creatures that are being hunted for our own selfishness. Means here the whales are hunted, they are harmed, they are causing pain to them for either making medicines or cosmetics or for business purposes. That is completely wrong. These creatures also have a right to live on the earth. And the man gathering salt, man goes to the sea. The poet tells us that those who go to sea for collecting the salt, their hands are corroded. They get ruggedness in their hands. They endure on their hands. Means here we should not try to exploit nature in such a way that we also become the victim of it and can feel pain. Really, we should be quite quiet. We should not try to interfere in the life of others so that we can feel happiness as well as we can have some better life. The poet wants to tell us to live in peace with happiness so that we should not harm others and cause pain to others. Once again, I would tell you about the second stanza that you will remember. Again, the poet reinforces his call not to take a step further, move, nor speak. The appeal to not speak in any language is symbolic of asking people to not speak in one language, that is the language of silence. This would bring everyone together and lead us to imagination. We should move our arms so much can be considered as merely brisk walking or signifying balance and our selfish pursuits. It is to be noted how the poet mentions once and 1 second in this stanza. The appeal is set on the premise that humans are constantly speaking and constantly moving, and again a reinforcement on the lack of time to be still and introspective. Third one, the poet introduces the impact of unity. The poet proceeds to ask the reader to consider and bask on the glory of this rare occurrence where the usual flurry of diverse human activity is now silenced to a standstill in surprising unity. As humans are perceived to be unique in their own ways and possess free will, a complete, deliberate silence of all shall create this mysterious yet wonderfully unusual unanimity. In the fourth stanza, the poet talks about the virtues of quietness. The poet shows how, because of this, humans would now have more time to think about their actions and how they would have the time to notice the details that surround their daily lives. Knowing the power they have over nature, but also being aware of where they stand, humans now demonstrate their free will not to harm nature, that is, the wells and themselves, mentioning about the man gathering salt who notices that his very hands or heart displays the result of retrospection. It is the fifth stanza in which I will tell you about the green war. Those who prepare green wars, wars with gas, wars with fire. Victory with no survivors would put on clean clothes and walk about with their brothers in the shed doing nothing. Here the poet talks about the green war. Means the man is causing war. They are destroying the natural resources available on the earth, that are jungles, woods. Here they cause wars with guns. They cause wars with guns, wars with fire. The First World War, they caused so many lives that are still to be seen in the Second World War. Firstly, they caused harm to human lives. Here, World War II, that also was so disastrous, and here you might have seen that nuclear weapons were used in the Second World War that caused the lives of the people, and here the nuclear tests are done in the seas, oceans, that also cause harm to the aquatic lives. And when the Nagasaki and Hiroshima was devastated by dropping the atom bomb, that also caused so many lives, that ill effects can be still seen, that people are born handicapped, crippled and diseased. Their generations are troubled. Who caused this trouble? The human beings. So let us have the lesson of friendship, brotherhood, fraternity, that would cause certainly so much love and peace on the earth, that would make it so beautiful. So, and walk about with your brothers. We should walk with our brothers. It says we should put on clean clothes. Wars with no survivors means there will be only one or two people, but now the poet tells, if all of us will survive, we shall put on clean clothes, beautiful clothes, and we will live in pleasure. And in the shed we shall live under the houses, when there will be no one troubled, and no one would die in this disastrous war that is fought in the world for just trying to grab or occupy some piece of land, a few thousand acres of land with certain resources that we can own and master over there. In this part, the poet references war and those that participate in it to drive his point home, because there is now a time to breathe in and out without being required to do what is usually done or blindly follow orders. Means the soldiers blindly follow the orders of the commanders. There will be politicians who wants the kings, the rulers. There will also be time for introspection, and all through this humans are now able to see how in a war there really are no winners, no survivors. So here, what I want should not be confused. The poet says that there should be no confusion, that the poet wants that we should stand still, we should think, means we should be mentally thoughtful and physically creative, but not inactive, not to leave all kinds of jobs that leave us to create something good. Thank you. Thank you again in this video. Thank you all of you. I'll tell you something more in the next video.